another Demarcation Media lighting kit review. Today we have another set from Funwhole, and yes, I know it still sounds like I'm saying something bad, but at least Funwhole's name is kind of iconically bad at this point. You know exactly who I'm talking about when I say the name. They have sent me their antique store set, and I have to say, I was very surprised by this set on multiple aspects. The build process was an absolute blast. It was so much fun. And the entire time I just kept thinking to myself, there has been so much improvement. Like, I could not believe it. I've thought that their sets have been well designed and pretty well made in general, but this set has really shown me that they are committed to improving, they are committed to designing things well, and I was absolutely blown away. The quality of the parts were fantastic too. Like, next to Lego, it's pretty hard to tell the difference. You know, sometimes you'll see a little bit of color difference here and there, but for the most part, it's pretty much exactly like Legos. So I'm pretty excited to get a close look at this. Huge thank you to Funwhole for sending this along. Nothing that I say in this video was influenced by them whatsoever. This is purely my own thoughts and my own experience of this set. First, I want to take a look at the extras. You get a battery pack that can be attached to the building itself. This is not necessary because you can power it other ways. But you also get, where is it? The cord to attach the battery pack to your little lighting unit. You get a Funwhole brick separator. It's very odd looking. You also get a power cord. This is the other way that you can power it. It's a USB-C to USB cord. Pretty simple. And then the rest of this is mostly just parts. You do get some tweezers for working with the wires, which is nice. Some of these pieces though, like this, I don't really know why there's an extra of this. This seems like it's pretty big and odd for an extra, even something like this. So I double and triple checked to see if I missed something, but I didn't see where those were supposed to go, especially that blue plate. So I don't know. Maybe I missed something somewhere, maybe not, but that's the extras you get. I don't really want to focus much on the figures because, to be completely honest, I feel like these are the worst part of the whole set. These add no value whatsoever to the set as a whole. These figures aren't good for kids because the arms are so thin that they will totally just snap it off. I can't pull it off to show you. Wait, actually I have extra arms. Let me show you. This is an arm. This is an arm piece. With a child, they would find a way to snap that very quickly. The posing is not great. They just pose like Lego figures, but slightly more weird, and the feet move weird. So yeah, these don't add any value to the set as a whole, and I personally would not want to collect these because for adult collectors, they're not great. In my opinion, this is just me, I think that Funwhole should adopt a figure system like this, like Mega has, because their sets are brilliant, but the figures really, really hold them back. So if they switch to making figures of this style, that would make the whole line, their whole brand, worth so much more. And I think that I personally would want a lot more of their sets, and I feel like a lot of you guys would want a lot more of their sets if they started doing like micro action figure style stuff. Here are a few extra little bits and bobs that don't actually connect to the building. This is a old style camera. It's really well built. It's supposed to fit in the front window, but it tends to fall out when you move the building. This is just a painting being transported on this little rolly cart. That is a print, and it's fantastic. And then this is also a print, and it's also fantastic. No stickers to be found in this entire set. They used to do stickers, and they used to do the really bad thing where they would make stickers cross multiple pieces. No more. They have been done with that apparently, and I just hadn't gotten a set from them in a while, and I am very happy to see this. And here is the building itself. Now there's a couple points that I want to hit as we go through it. We're going to go through floor by floor, but the first thing that I want to touch on is the sheer size and also how it compares to Lego's Modulars. This thing is absolutely huge. It towers almost a full story over the Lego Modulars, but at the same time, it fits really well with them. The designs fit really well, and I am really happy to put this alongside Lego. Now, I used to be a Lego purist. I used to hate the idea of any non-Lego bricks with my Lego, but Funwhole has done such a good job designing this, such a good job making the parts quality extremely high, that I have no problem making a street using this building. It's huge. It's absolutely huge. But it's also not that hard to transport. I've been moving it back and forth from the ground to my studio and back. It's not that bad. It's really not. The bottom level. Here we are. This is where it all begins. We have a bunch of stuff on the outside. So over here we have like a little mailbox sort of thing. There's a little bench. There's a little planter here. And then there's even a little tiny cat with a little printed face, which is super cool. Over here you can see inside. Now, the one thing I didn't like about this is that the window kind of turns into the lines here, so we can't actually see through that section as well. But up here we can see the sign. It says every visit is a journey through the good old days. That's kind of the theme of this set. Now, this is actually 2 pieces, and they printed it across the 2 pieces. Yes, thank you, Funwhole. That is fantastic. So good. It's the same for the sign up here. It's actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 parts printed all across the 5 parts, and it looks seamless. We have another print down over here. It's at this little stand sort of thing. Over here, there's kind of a secondary door. You can see some flowers there. Oh, whoops, I guess I didn't attach the light. I guess I'm gonna have to do that. And then we have a little sign up here. And then we got more artwork, furniture, antiques and gifts, more of a sign up there. So that's really cool. The door can be popped open pretty easily. Now, these do fall off very, very easily. They are not stuck on there super well. Now, before we go look at the inside, I wanted to show you guys, look how well Mega Figures fit here. He fits through the door perfectly. The scale is great. It's so good. This would be absolutely perfect. I would be all for that if they were to switch the way that they do their figures. To see inside, you can flip your way around to the back. This will become kind of an alleyway, and you can see this is where the little unit is for plugging in your power units, your whatever power you're using at the time, and there's an on and off switch. Got a bag of trash, but look at this. The whole wall opens up, and you can kind of get a look inside. You can see the display stand there with the shield on it. Kind of rotate around, you see the back side of the bookshelf. That's pretty cool. I like being able to look through at this level. This door can open. There's plenty of space for it to open, actually, even if you were to use this as an alleyway, so that's pretty cool. But to get inside fully, we got to look from the top. So there you go. You can see in there a little bit better. You can see there's a little bit of like almost a cafe there. That slot right there is where the camera would go, but again, moving it like this, it will all fall. There's not a ton in this level other than this bookshelf, but it has a ton of interesting stuff on it. And then there are stairs that comes up and around. So then once we get to the top of these, it's time to add the next floor. Now, the really neat thing is that Funwhole has been super smart here and wired the entire building with lights. They've made all kinds of pieces that allow you to wire it actually like inside the building itself. However, to have power go up to the upper floors, you would need wires to go up to the upper floors, and that would make it very difficult to disconnect things. They thought of that. There is a little connector plate here that will connect to the plate here, and once these connect together, we can have them make contact, which is a little bit fiddly, but once they make contact, the power will then run to this next floor. Now, when you disconnect it, this piece, you gotta be real careful. If you just yoink it, you could damage the wire. Don't do that. Just be slow and steady about it. All this section up here, I was very impressed while building it. Super cool building techniques. There's also a lot of super cool pieces here that Lego does not have. I'm not gonna show you all of them because part of the building fun was discovering all those pieces. So it's just part of the fun with putting this together. Now, my complaint with this level is that there are no pieces of glass for these windows. However, I'm not prepared to critique all that much for that because Lego themselves does that. We have a nice little decoration there. There's a clock here that has sand going through it. See around the back, little ugly back here, but again, that's kind of something I'm not really prepared to critique because Legos modulars tend to look just as ugly around there. So it just kind of is what it is there. Now this is supposed to be an antique store, but we have little plaques here, almost like this is more of a museum than an antique store. But look at this. The bookshelf from the first floor comes towering up through the floor here. That's super cool. There's a little bit of walking space there. You get to see over there, there's a vintage lamp. And then that right there is a printed, like mosaic sort of thing. That's really cool. Now, we gotta rotate around to the other side to see all this, but there is a tiny little piano. My fiance thought that was the best thing ever. And then we have a Vitascope. To be honest, I don't even know what a Vitascope is. And then we get a little plaque for the piano itself. So not a ton up here, but I feel like the edges are packed with enough little details to make this floor worthwhile, worth stopping at, worth poking around. And then we get a little bit of like curtain there. And then you can see the connector plates for the next level. And to get to the next level, you got to go up these stairs and you get to this landing, and then it's time to put on the third floor. I cannot impress upon you enough how truly massive this structure is. This truly is huge. I built probably about 5 Lego modulars at this point, and I was expecting it to end at about here. Like, oh, I'm gonna do the roof now. No, we went up a whole nother floor, and the detailing is just gorgeous. Look at this. All the brickwork on the edges, the ways all the windows are built actually. Oh, it's just good. The way that this kind of fits together here, very satisfying to assemble those sections. We get some flowers there. There's a big stained glass window that we'll see it again in a little bit. What I thought was really funny is over here, there's even a little AC unit stuck to the window. Now, again, there's no glass in the window, but there is an AC unit there, so that's kind of cool. And then around the back, again, pretty plain, maybe a little ugly. You get to see a little bit of wire sticking out right there, but way better than it used to be. So you would come up these stairs right here, and yes, all the stairs actually have like realistic openings, and then you come up here. You can see there's this giant printed piece, and it's huge, and it's got like a giant clock on it. This is kind of the clock floor, but you can see there's a young man becoming an old man, and then we need to rotate a little bit this way. You can see some more clocks, and there's some like curtains and whatnot. You can see down into the next level or down into the previous level. That's really neat. And then around the next side is a fireplace with some more clocks, and that's where the cords are hidden, which is pretty cool. And then if we rotate all the way around, there's a whole grandfather clock build here, which is really slick. So this, like I said, basically the clock floor. And again, it feels more like a museum to me than an antique store, but I don't think that's a bad thing. I think it's just interesting. And now it would be time to add the roof. But before I add the roof, I wanted to show it off because we've got this really nice skylight. Look at those angles there. The edges are all detailed up. We got this nice facade up top, and we got some like gargoyle looking things. Now the part that I really wanted you to see was the fact that there is a whole chandelier hanging on the underside here. Look at that. That's really slick. And then this whole thing is just going to stick right on top. So there it is with the roof on. And again, just want to put a mega figure there because look how good that looks. But yeah, down we go, down we go, down we go. Look at that. That is truly impressive. I enjoyed this set so much. Honestly, I did. I was not expecting to enjoy it nearly as much as I did. I was like, oh, this is cool. You know, Funwhole's doing modular buildings, but dang, I like this a lot. However, I haven't shown you the special feature, which I did say this was a lighting kit. So here we go. We have our building all ready. Now, like I said, it's just a USB-C to USB, so I'm gonna use a longer cord here. This is just a phone charger cord. So we're gonna plug that in. So it's all lit up. Obviously, it's a little hard to see right now, but if I start cutting the lights, you can see it a lot better. That stained glass window shines so brightly. Honestly, this all shines so brightly, and again, it's having a hard time showing up in my studio, but it truly is. I just knocked off the flower again. I told you those things come off easily. But yeah, there's so much life in this. You can see all the little lamps glowing through the windows, and that stained glass. Oh, it's just so beautiful. It's so nice. This is truly impressive. So there you have it. That is the antique shop from Funwhole. And I have to say, this set truly is a masterpiece. I don't know how to say this without sounding like I'm just saying it just because Funwhole wants me to say it, but I genuinely enjoyed this. The build process was so much cleaner now that they have specific bricks for holding the wires. Their past sets, you kind of just had to tangle the wires throughout it. This was such a smooth, just breeze to put together. My major complaint is with these really just garbage figures. They're just, like I said, they add nothing. They add absolutely nothing to the set as a whole, and I think, in fact, they detract from it. I think updating the figure system to something similar to Mega would make the value of these sets go way up. Now, the price of this set is $160 US. Now, a lot of you may be going, oh my gosh, that's so much money. To be honest though, this feels like a great deal. Most Lego modulars are around that much at least, and this is not only bigger, but it also has the lights all throughout it. So I feel like $160 is actually very, very fair. In my opinion, Funwhole is the best Lego alternative, and this set is going to retain a proud spot in my collection. I highly recommend, if you guys are looking for something to make a city, something for backdrops to use for stop motions for your Mega figures, if you're looking for like some castle stuff, because I know Funwhole has castle stuff, go check out their website. I'll put the link down in the description and in the pinned comment. I highly recommend you check it out. Like seriously, this was such a fun set. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and consider subscribing, and I'll see you next time.